Hi Lisa, Brian here from Georgetown Kia. Hope you're having a great week. Just wanted to send you a quick little video of the 2015 Sedona so you can remember everything that you saw on this car the other day when you were here. Thank you so much for coming by. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope you enjoyed your test drive. I know that you're still in the consideration stage, but again, wanted to just kind of keep the vehicle fresh in your memory. This is obviously a completely different one than we drove, because that one is rather difficult to get off of the lawn with all the snow. And this here is an LX Plus model, so I also wanted to highlight the differences between the LX and the LX Plus, because the other one we looked at was the LX. Now I know some of the features on this car might not be something you're interested in, but at the very least I wanted to do you a favor and show you what the differences were. So number one, you probably noticed a little black button right there. That's going to be for your proximity entry. So here's your key, and this key here simply needs to stay in your pocket at all times. You don't even need to take this key out. You walk up to the vehicle and you hit the button. It's going to recognize that that key's in your pocket. It has now unlocked the car and I can get in without digging around in my pockets for the key. So here on the LX Plus model, we've got a power driver seat with adjustable lumbar support. This one has the nice gray interior, two-tone, of course. And we'll hop in here. It is very windy, and I don't want the wind to ruin my audio. So, largely the same on the inside here, Lisa. I'm just going to fire it up. So a little bit different right there. You'll notice you have a screen to display all your vehicle info. And this can go through a couple of different menus with your user settings, your fuel economies, your music, and your service intervals. So the car will remind you when it's time to bring it in for an oil change. This one, again, another big difference. As you saw with the proximity entry, you have a push button start. So with the key in your pocket, as long as the key is in the vehicle, you hold the brake with your foot, you push the button, the car comes to life. Again, don't have to dig around, or especially when it's super cold. I hate when I can't get the key into the darn slot and I'm sitting there freezing and you can't find the key because your hands are cold. That's not a lot of fun. So that gets rid of that. Largely the same otherwise. So you've got the climate control for front and back here. Remember that it's got the rear control, and you can lock that as well if the kids are screwing around with the buttons. Don't forget that that is right up here behind your front passenger seat, and the back passengers have full control over their fan speed, where the air is going, and also the temperature. I don't know who the heck put this to cold. Definitely not the right time of year for that, so we're going to change that back to hot so I don't freeze in here while I'm talking to you. Now we'll go back down to the radio here. As you remember, this is the beauty with the backup camera. Now the vehicle will always beep at you when you put it into reverse so that you can remember that you're in reverse. I know that seems kind of silly, but you never know. And this again is the one where when you turn the wheels, the little guideline on the screen is going to change as well to show you where the vehicle is going to end up if you keep going down that path. Back into park here, and this again is the touch screen, and it's also the voice command radio. So I don't know if I showed you this part the other day, but if you hit the voice command button right over here on your steering wheel,
please say a command after the beep.
FM 107.1.
Radio 107.1 FM.
So quick and easy, just like that. You've changed your radio station. You keep your hands on the wheel, keep your eyes on the road, and stay safe. You don't have to fumble around with the buttons and risk getting into an accident. So down here again, of course, we've got our cruise control. Now this little button here, a little blurry, this camera's cold. This is going to be your vehicle menu control button, so you can see the menus are changing as I manipulate that. And then this little switch here is going to be to go through the menus a little further. Okay, and that's also going to be for the cruise control. We've also got a back button here to go back a screen if we need to. And then on this side, of course, is your Bluetooth. So you've got the answer button, you've got the ignore button, or the end button. And as I mentioned to you the other day, I really like that they actually put a wheel here for the radio volume instead of the rocker switch like you have here for your presets. It's a lot easier for you to just kind of spin it and get to the volume that you want instead of having to click it over and over and over and over again. And sometimes those clicks don't do a whole lot. You got to click it a million times before it does anything. Just like the other model, the LX Plus also has the power folding mirrors. So you've got the switch here hit that switch and they're going to fold in. So if you're going to park somewhere tight, you're not going to risk that the bike couriers or anybody else really is going to take your mirror off and do any damage. If you leave it in the auto setting, which is in the middle, when the light is on, they will fold in automatically when you lock the vehicle. They will unfold automatically when you unlock the vehicle. And as we said the other day, I don't know if I showed you this because it was very cold, but we've got the full power windows in the back and they go almost all the way down. Okay, and that's a nice big departure from the old style like on your Montana where they simply pop out. Doesn't do a whole lot. You don't get a lot of airflow from that. This is nice. Kids can get a lot of nice air back there when the sun is back out and it's not so darn cold. You've got the shades in the window back there too. Let me just, whoops, almost knocked the camera out of my hand. I'm gonna reach around here. That pulls right up to the top. So again, if it's super bright outside, maybe they're gonna try to have a nap or something like that. They don't need to be blinded by the sun. So, down here again too, USB auxiliary port. Okay, for your music. You've also got the Bluetooth streaming audio, so if you have music on your phone, you can simply send it wirelessly. Don't forget about the funky little storage bin, not really little actually, but rather large storage bin. And that's got the adjustable compartments here with another power outlet down there. You can't quite see it because it's dark in there and this camera doesn't have the best lens. Here as well, you've got your parking sensors, so not only does the car have the camera, but it has the beepers too. Your active eco driving mode, and of course, your heated seats, which I know you loved the other night, and we definitely need them this time of year. So I'm going to hop out really quick and show you the back. Now, one of the major differences on the LX Plus is, of course, the power sliding doors. So up here on my console, I have my door buttons left and right, and I'm going to hit this one here. And you can hear behind me that that door has already started to open. Spin around and sure enough we are wide open here, good to go. So we've got the full captain's chairs, which as I showed you the other day are movable on the rail. I can't do it with one hand. And this has got the amazing accordion seat to get into the back. This is actually one of the critics' favorite things about the new Sedona. This is patented by Kia. So other brands are not allowed to use this design of accordion seat until the patent expires. But look at how much room it gives you to get into that third row. I know for you it's mostly about the storage for the wheelchair. You might not necessarily carry anybody back here. You say in your Montana that the third row is down all the time, but then again, you never know. And if you do need it, I can do it with one hand. Simple and easy. Sorry, I just dropped the key on the ground. Here we've got the little jump seat, and again, I think this is something that you probably wouldn't have in the car too often, but it is there if you do need that extra seat. Who knows if Junior's going to bring a friend along or something like that. You're good to go. And the headrest here just pops right back up. Okay, now down here on the side, you're going to have a little button for your power door. So anybody that's riding back here has control. You can lock out the power to the doors and make them manual. So again, if you don't want them opening and closing the doors all the time, you can override that. But I'm going to give that button a push and the door is going to close right up here. Splendid. Power doors are nothing new, I know that, but they've gotten a lot better than they used to be. You and I were kind of complaining to each other about our experiences with the power doors on our Montanas, respectively. And we all know that that was obviously 14 years ago. So the technology has improved quite a bit, and I don't foresee those breaking anytime soon. So back here, of course, we've got the flip fold third row. I showed you the other day how easy that is to open or close. We have the access door open here right now, which is kind of convenient because I didn't get to show you this the other day. Here's where your jack and your toolkit are stored, actually in the wall of the car, which is nice because that gives you a lot more storage space down here. So when you have the seats up, you get a huge storage bin that's quite deep. If the seats are down, obviously the seats take up that space, but that opens up the back quite a bit for you. And you've also got a power outlet back here too. So if you're going to go camping and you need to plug in a cooler or an air compressor or who knows what, you've got a power outlet in the back here to help you out with that. And they've even gone so far as to put a nice big grab handle right here, so you don't have to jump or risk touching your paint in the winter when you can scratch it with all the salt. You just close your trunk that way, good to go. Beautiful new design, as I think you agreed with me the other day. I think they did a really good job on it, and certainly, as you said, you noticed one driving around, you said, what the heck is that? So it certainly stands out. One of my favorite things about the new design here is actually what I call the floating roof. So right here you see they put this black panel on the corner, and they specifically did that because they wanted to make it look like the roof was actually kind of floating on the car. So you can see all of the pillars on the side of the vehicle, except for the front one here, are black. So that gives this illusion that this roof line carries all the way, and that the roof is in fact almost floating at the back. So it looks like the glass just wraps around the entire vehicle. I think it's quite impactful, and certainly our head designer has done a lot of good things for our whole product line. I think the Sedona was definitely, as I mentioned to you the other day, one of the vehicles that was more in need of a redesign. So he took his time with it, but he definitely did a good job. So Lisa, obviously, we want to take a closer look at your Montana, see what we can do with that. I'd love to take you on another test drive just to kind of refamiliarize you with the vehicle. And you know what? If you want to take a look at this LX Plus model with me as well, we can certainly do that. And we can certainly go from there. If you have any questions for me, once again, my number is 905-877-7818. And I certainly look forward to hearing from you soon. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye for now.